Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of the new League of Mappers Wixo. This is of course a new collaboration channel. It is the continuation of Map Collective, and we will be starting off with a Wixo series. Of course we will be doing all sorts of content on this channel, but we will be starting with this. That's probably not supposed to be this way. Yeah, as I was saying, be sure to check out the channel and stay updated for future videos. Anyways, we will be starting off our first civilization here in Kentucky, of all places. Now, normally, um, people like to have the First Nation be the red team. I'm not sure if I'm feeling that. I think I'll do dark red. I think I like it, yeah. So the first civilization starts between this river right here and this right here. I know Cincinnati is like here. That's where Cincinnati is RL. It's going to be a little bit more south than that. No, this is like West Virginia. This is West Virginia. And you have Ohio, Kentucky. It's like right in between. But anyways, we will have this first civilization pop up. It will, of course, expand to be between these rivers right here. It's kind of like the boundaries of this little civilization. Their capital is going to be... how big do I want to make that? I think we'll start off with cities, of course. So we one city right... No, it's too small. Yeah, one city right there. Or like, I guess, outpost. Maybe like another small one over here. I know Raven is a like towns layer that's even lower than cities. I'm not sure if I want to do that, although it would make sense considering this is like ancient times, probably like I don't know, like 500 BC, I guess. So maybe that would be, but I'm going to just use cities for this. Yeah, I guess this would be their capital, this city. Was one city too much? Nah, I'm changing my mind. One city is more than enough. Dark Red Team will expand their civilization a little bit. They do have like a monarch who is like the only, who has like absolute rule. So there's a form of government here, but it's not very stable. And of course, they're gonna expand a lot, and we will return on them in a hot moment. Over here in Lebanon, we will have another civilization pop up. Now, a bit of lore here. There isn't like one point where humanities. There are like uh, small tribes all over the world. So of course there are people living here in Africa and in the Andes, in like California and Russia. There are people all over the place. Even here in Lichtenberg, there are people. But it's just that these people are tribes, and these are like the first civilizations that actually pop up. So yeah, the first Eurasian, like more like Afro-Eurasian civilization is going to be here in Lebanon. They will be quite a strong country, and they will be able to kind of bully all the other tribes around them into respecting their rule. So they will be able to like exert influence all across the, I guess, Levantine region. They will put control over the Jordan River and slowly go down it, and slowly go down the river. And they also make a few other cities. So we one right here and one right here. And of course they're sent. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna backtrack on what I just said. They are gonna have a capital, and it's gonna be this city. But the layer, yep, that's their capital. Of course, with this country becoming this tribe, I guess, becoming a proper civilization, or even an empire, I guess. There will of course be other groups around it that will also adapt a form of civilization. That will be a purple-ish team, like old empire color country here. There is, I'm trying to find a color similar to blue. Yeah, there will be a light blue region right here, or like a tribe. They also adopt civilization, just like these guys have. What other color? I like that color. Yeah, and there will also be a like, there'll also be a turquoise team, I guess. Like tribe. That's too. No, never mind. That's too big. It would probably be like this yet. So of course there are a few other um, civilizations, or like tribes that also become civilizations because the blue team also adopted it. So now you have a few nations over here. In the Strait of Malacca, one of the tribes here will also, of course, get into farming and agriculture and cattle, and they will also start to build their own settlements. Now, similar to what happened in the Levant, there will be a few tribes around him that will adopt similar things, like this Singapore team. That's a bit, yeah, like this country. There will also be this team on the other side of the what's it called, on the other side of the strait, will also adopt a agriculture. Now, of course, Asia proper has a lot more tribes than Sumatra, so these guys will be able to expand a lot. And this dark red team does become kind of the dominant power. These guys will also probably expand a bit. I'm saying they're able to assert influence over this. Then maybe like one more team right here. Yeah, so that's the start of the third civilization here in Sumatra. So now you have kind of three conflicting stories. Here you have a lot of tribes becoming civilized, or you have one main one and then a few around it. And then you have just one big one. These people, they aren't thinking of like a confederation of a few tribes. They aren't thinking of splitting up anytime soon. So for now, they'll just continue to expand. They start to expand northwards. That one of the groups, they start to disagree, I guess, with the main government. So they split off, and that's going to be the orange team. They don't really agree with the way of this government. Also, they're quite big for this ancient world. So they will decide to break away. Then they do the exact same thing. Of course, the word of civilization does spread out to other groups. So you have a like a magenta or like a rose-ish team forming here in the south of Lake Michigan. And there will be a banana team in Virginia. Well, I guess it would be DC. There will be a brown team around the south of the Ottawa, or like I don't know what is this peninsula called. What's the name of this region? I don't know. Anyways, there will be a civilization here in the south. Also, yeah, that looks a lot better without. Yeah, it's going to be the gold team, and they managed to connect up with Lake Huron. That's what it's called. It's called Lake Huron. They managed to reach that, and now you have a few civilizations over here in the Americas. going back over to the Levant, there were this Israeli, I guess, civilization. They will start to conquer nearby tribes. They form a nice little empire over here. Now, these guys, they have a monarch, while the blue team has an aristocracy. There are like a few people ruling it. Also, they value trading over empire, of course. There isn't like the concept of money doesn't exist yet, but there is, trade between groups. And there is also the concept of having a lot of things, which means you're rich, and these guys are quite interested in money. So instead of like conquering the tribes around them, they more so just want to trade with them. So it's also kind of like a rivalry between these two, because this country is expanding a lot. This guy is just kind of being friendly with them. The purple team will continue to go explore down, but they don't really find anything, so they just decide to abandon and go back, and just continue along the coast until they do discover the Nile. Yeah, they have discovered the Nile. So then they take over that. But then, of course, this is a monarchy, so the king dies, and this country is pretty big, so it was already quite unstable. And now, what do I want to make this color? There will be a Sinai team forming over here. And then there is a... Oh, yeah, so we will have the gray Egyptian team and then the greenish Suez team forming. Which is of course split from the purple team after their monarch died. And next, as you notice, this is a really narrow gap over here. So the blue team, they will be launching an invasion of this country. I know I just said that they weren't going to do that. They weren't going to do invasion, but this is important to them. Their coastline. But yeah, they are chill with the other countries here. And as for cities, where would their city be? I guess like here, because it's protected. It will be far away. Anyways, yeah, that will probably do it for the Levant region for now. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna say that the blue team expands slightly more, but not a lot. Blue team will expand just a little bit more, but not a lot. And yeah, they are pretty friendly with these two guys. Finally, going back down here again, say that these guys are pretty peaceful. I'm saying that the lime team just kind of continues snaking up. They're pretty successful. The main green team doesn't take as much land as they probably could have. Also, I'll say that they'll follow this river. There'll also be a few more teams developing here. We have the orange. We have a light blue team here forming. Because these are also a tribe that civilized after they. Fuck's sake. Yeah. These were also a tribe that civilized after they learned it from these guys. And one more civilization. They will look something like this. Anyways, that will do it for this episode of, well, the first episode really, of Wixo in League of Mappers channel. If y'all enjoyed this video, please stay tuned for our future episodes, and also stay tuned for other mapping content that we might do. Anyways, goodbye.